Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to reactive form, where we will see how to use FormGroup with dynamic control. Yes, there might be some scenarios or some requirement in your project where you are supposed to create a form group with dynamic controls. So in that situation, what would be your syntax and structure, how you will write the code, and all the things that we will discuss by the end of this session. Okay, but before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use form group with dynamic control. But prior to that, you should know what is reactive form, what is form group, what is form control. If you know about these things, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Okay, all right, so let's get started. And for these sessions, what you can do, you can also refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find more than 3000 plus resources, which is available in both Hindi as well as English language. So as per your convenience, you can consume the content. Okay. Alright, so let's get started. So first thing is requirement. We should know about the requirement of the logic that we are going to build. So the requirement is very simple and straightforward. We will keep two fields here. One is for the name and another one is for age, but that field should be optional. That means if user wants to select that field, then he or she can click the button to add the control or add the age field. Otherwise, it should not come on the screen. So in short, there would be two fields. One is dynamic control and another one is a fixed control. Okay, so this is what we are going to build. So you can see here I'm currently in app.component.html file, where we have first heading as Angular course by Sharmit. Second heading says reactive form in Angular form group with dynamic control. After that, we will put another horizontal row here. So now we are good to write the prerequisite, because this is the place where we will design the form once it is ready. But for now, I'll just go to app.component.ts file, where we will define the prerequisites. Okay, so first thing is reactive form module, because this is what we are going to create. So I will simply write here reactive forms module. Okay, then a comma, then we will write here ngIf. Okay, ngIf we will use in HTML, so that's why I defined it prior. Okay, now next thing what we are going to do here is we will define the form group. Now here is one twist. Okay, this is not a usual form group which we create earlier. This is a slightly different. Let's see how. So firstly, I will write here user form equal new of form group. Okay, then here you need to mention any. That means it could contain any new fields also. Okay, otherwise your form will not allow you to add the new field. Then we will define here new form control, opening closing parenthesis, single quotes and a comma. Perfect. So this thing is ready. Now you can save it. Always make sure that semicolon is there, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so what we did, we just created one form group with name user form, where we have mentioned that this form group is type any, and inside this we have defined only one field, not both fields. Okay, because second field we will add conditionally. So for that we will add one button here, and for that button we will design the method. So design the method, let's like this: add control, opening closing parenthesis, curly braces, and then we will write here this dot user form add control, opening closing parenthesis, then a single quotes. Okay, then here inside this we will mention age, then a comma, new form control. Okay, and then parenthesis. Inside this we will put a single quote and a semicolon. Okay, So this addControl method is ready. Similarly, we will create the next method, that is for removeControl. So I'll write here removeControl, parenthesis, curly braces. Here we will define this dot user form dot remove control and then age. Okay, then a semicolon. Perfect. So this thing is ready, addControl, removeControl. Now next thing is, once we have got these two methods, it's time to design the actual form, and where we will use these two methods. So in this file, just make sure that FormControl is imported, FormGroup is imported, and reactive form along with ngIf. These things should be there. If it is there, then we are good to design the further form. So for that, we will go to app.component.html file. Here I will define my form name. Like firstly, I'll write form. Then we will write here group, form group. Okay, select the brackets. Then you can put the form group name here, user form. If there is any method which you want to execute directly from here, you can assign it here, but I don't want to hit from here. So I'll just simply put my first label, where I will mention name. Okay, then we will define here input field, where I will mention type as text. Then we will define form control name, form control name, where we will mention name. Okay, so this thing is added. Likewise, we will add the second label. This is for age, so I'll write age. Then I will mention here input field, type. Okay, so here is a twist. What twist? Because we don't want to show it immediately, right? So this should be inside a div, which is conditionally invoked. Okay, so let me remove this thing for now, otherwise you will get confused. Here I will define the div, where we will mention star ngIf, and in ngIf we will mention user form dot get age. Okay, so it will check for age, and remember this is case sensitive, so you have to write it in a same case. Then we will mention here label, and then in label you can mention age. Then we will mention here input field, where we will mention type as number, form control name, where we will mention age again, and that's it. You can save it. Okay, so we have got label and age. Now how we will invoke these things? So for that, what we can do, we can create two BR, means to break line breaks, and then we will add two buttons over here. So first button, where we will mention add age, and type would be not type, here we will mention click to bind this, right? And here I'll write addControl. Perfect. Likewise, we will add the second button, where we will mention add, not add, this time remove age. Okay, and then we will define the click here, click remove control. Perfect. So these two methods are ready with this button. Now we will run the application, ngserve --open, enter. Just wait for a few seconds, and then it will show you the output in the browser screen. There we will verify it on the browser. So you can see we have this main heading, Angular course by Sharmit, then secondary heading, reactive form in Angular, form group with dynamic controls. Then later we have one horizontal row, one label for name and input field. Then we have two button, add age, remove age, and another horizontal row. So if user wants to add age, he or she directly can click here, and you will see age is added. but later if they decided not to keep age, so they can simply remove it. Okay, so this is just an example, and now you can understand what could be the requirements or scenarios where we can add this. So this is just an example, clear? But through this example or through this session, it is clear how to add dynamic control with reactive form group. Clear? In the next session, we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.